In this video, we will discuss a very important character in Hindustani music, the Tanpura. We will look at the instrument and its role as a drone and its role as the basic reference for the tonic. So, drone, tonic, etc. are some of the terms that we will take a look at in this video. A Hindustani concert, or a Carnatic one for that matter, typically has a drone playing throughout. Now, what is a drone? Drone is a pitch or group of pitches that is sounded continuously throughout a musical piece. And by extension, an instrument providing this can also be called a drone. And so, the Tanpura, which is constantly heard in Hindustani music concert, provides the drone and by extension is itself called a drone. Now, the drone is used in many kinds of music throughout the world, both traditional and contemporary experimental. Below are some links to music videos in which the drone is employed in different ways. Please do listen to them. The drone provides a meditative atmosphere and is frequently used in religious or spiritual music, such as in the first link that is given below, the music of a particular community of Sufi musicians. Contemporary and experimental musicians, such as in the other two videos, use the drone for an edgy kind of effect. Now, the drone that we hear in Hindustani music has neither of these functions. The Tanpura sound may have a meditative quality to it. A well-tuned Tanpura does have that quality, but its function is not to pull you into any kind of trance. A state of absorption, yes, but not trance. The music that is performed against the background of the Tanpura and which the Tanpura enables is a matter for the senses and the intellect too. The Tanpura plays a central role in the music making itself and in listening to it, in making sense of the music. And why or how? It is because it provides the tonic. That is the primary function of the Tanpura, that is to provide the tonic. Now, what is tonic? Again, tonic is a feature of many kinds of music, except perhaps atonal music and other experimental music. But traditionally, tonic is a feature of all kinds of music. And one way to understand the tonic is as the note on which the music is resolved. That is, when the music arrives at the tonic, you feel that you have come home or it has come to a rest. The tonic has been described as the principal goal tone. That is, the goal of the music is to attain it. And when it does attain the tonic, there is a sense of coming to rest, of resolution. So, for instance, pa pa ma ga re ma ga re pa ma ga re sa. When you come to sa, there is a sense of resolution. Dha ma ga re re ga ma dha ma ga re ma ga re ga re dha re sa. The tonic in Hindustani music is the sa or the shadja. So, there is a very fundamental difference between the drone and the tonic. The drone is a pitch or a group of pitches that is actually heard constantly during the performance, and it need not be the tonic. But attaining the tonic It's a psychological resolution and can and does happen even without the external drone, such as in Western music, whether classical or pop. And the drone need not be the tonic. In other kinds of music, it typically is not the tonic. But in Hindustani music, it is always the tonic. So, as I mentioned earlier, tonic and resolution on the tonic is a feature of other kinds of music too. In Western music, for example, the tonic is important in music making, but it changes within a piece. In the case of our music, in Hindustani music, the tonic remains constant throughout the entire performance. It does not change at all. There is no modulation. And the tonic in Hindustani music is always the sa, the shadja. And though the sa, which is the tonic, is not necessarily the only tone on which music is resolved, it is possible to end a piece, a raga performance, on another note, though it's very rarely done. The tonic, in fact, is the beginning of all music for us, because it is only when the tonic is fixed that the rest of the notes are fixed. And so the sa, which is the tonic, is called the adhara swara. Adhara means the foundational swara. And what exactly is this pitch? That is determined by the performer. It might be G or G sharp or D or E or even any pitch in between. In principle, any pitch at all can be a tonic if the performer so determines. The tonic depends on nothing other than the performer's comfort. The music itself does not dictate that one should choose one or the other pitch as the tonic. And the tonic does not change during the course of an entire performance. So, why is the tonic or the sa called adharaswara, and what is its significance? It's extremely critical. The sa is the adhara in the sense of the base or the support or the foundation upon which all music is built or created. And this is true in a few senses. First of all other swaras are defined and their positions are established with reference to the adhara sa. That is, once you fix your adhara sa, once you fix the sa, then the rest of the saptak, the other swaras, get fixed. And very importantly, in another sense also, sa is adhara, because raga performance only makes sense when the adhara shadja is recognized or perceived or heard and is identified as the adhara swara, as the sa. That is, the gestalt of a set of melodic movements of any raga falls in place and becomes meaningful as that particular raga's movements only when the tonic is perceived and held in the mind as the reference point. So, it integrates the various melodic movements of a performance and confers the ragahood on that music. I'll demonstrate. Now this is Rag Lalit with the sa as sa. This is a sa. Ni re ga ma ga ma 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 ga ma 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 ga ma ga So that is Lalit with two madhyams, Komal Rishabh, no Pancham. But if instead of this is Sa, and if you identify this as Sa, you can hear Lalit. But suppose you identify this as your Sa. Sa. The same music, the same phrases that I sang would be this. Madhani sa re sa ni dha pa. And you won't be able to perceive, you won't be able to hear Lalit. So in that sense, the Sa and the perception of the Sa is absolutely foundational in whether to make music or to make sense of the music itself. Now, even though the actual performance of a raga may not commence with the rendition of the Sa, that is, the Sa usually is not sung right at the outset, but rather a nearby swara like the lower ni or the ga or the re are sung. And then the performer arrives at the Sa. But there is some element of drama there, a building up of tension and releasing it into the Sa. But the Sa or the tonic provided by the Tanpura is very much on the minds of the performers and the listeners right from the beginning and throughout the performance. It is a powerful presence. It is what drives the music, it is what nourishes it and gives it meaning. Historically, the Tanpura probably became part of music performances around the 15th or 16th century. There is evidence of its use in paintings of early 17th century. And with the presence of the drone, the Tanpura, music making and listening was fundamentally changed. Because without the drone, without the Tanpura, we only have the memory of the previous tone to produce the next or to experience the next one and to give it meaning. But when we have the drone, we have a constant external reference that will then impact intonation too. In fact, a practicing Hindustani musician refers constantly to the Tanpura, the Adhara Shadja, while intoning the various notes, however complex or rapid the passages and the phrases may be. Not only the Tanpura, other instruments also provide the drone in Hindustani concerts. The harmonium or the sarangi, which are melodic accompaniment in khayal, they also provide it, though not continuously like the Tanpura. And in performances of louder instruments like the Shehnai, the Tanpura's soft sound will be drowned, and so they usually have a Shehnai player playing the tonic throughout. The Shehnai, that Shehnai is dedicated as a drone Shehnai. But by default, the drone in Hindustani concerts is provided by the Tanpura. Let us look at what the Tanpura is. This is the Tanpura being tuned by Bhuvanesh Komkali. In construction, it has the tumba at the base of the Tanpura, which is made out of a hollowed out and dried gourd. And this is also the part which serves as the resonator. You can see it on his right side at the end of the Tanpura. After that, we have a bridge, which is also called the Ghoraj or Ghodi, which is a very important part of the Tanpura, over which the strings pass along the dand. Now the dand is a long wooden cylindrical piece mounted on the tumba. The khuntis or the pegs to tighten or loosen the strings are at the extreme end, and on the other end we have the manika or the small beads for fine tuning of the strings. Now let's look at the tuning of the instrument. It is a highly demanding task which even seasoned musicians take considerable time to get right. The Tanpura typically has 4 strings. It might also have 5 or 6, but 4 is typical. The first string is tuned to Pa or Pancham or Shuddha Madhyam depending on the raga. That is, by default it is Pa or Pancham, but if a raga without the Pancham is being performed, then it is customary to tune it to the Shuddha Madhyam. Now, if the raga does not have Shuddha Madhyam also, it is neither Pa nor Shuddha Ma, then it is tuned to the Shuddha Nishan. So that's the first string. The middle strings are called Jodi. They are a pair. And these are tuned to the upper sa, the higher shadja, Tara shadja. And the last string is tuned to the lower shadja, or it's called the Kharaj string. So, already we see that the Tanpura provides not just the tonic or the sa, but at least one other swara, the Pa or the Ma or the Ni. But it does more. The seasoned and sensitive musician can hear the entire saptak when it is properly tuned. And this is achieved by the second stage of tuning of the Tanpura. The first stage simply consists of tuning the strings to the Sa and Pa. The next stage is more critical, which is placing the Zavari threads under the strings of the Tanpura as they pass over the bridge. The Javari threads are fine threads placed between the strings and the bridge. And to tune the Tanpura, we need to slide the Zawari thread under the string until we arrive at a point at which the sound comes alive with a rich tonality. And this is because of the curved bridge of the Tanpura, the Zawari bridge. In fact, making the Zawari bridge is an intricate craft and makes the Tanpura unique and much more than a mere drone. Let us listen to Bhuvanesh Komkali placing the Zawari strings. Now, what is actually happening is that at a critical point, when the thread is placed under the strings on the bridge, a range of harmonics are emitted by the string when it is plucked. Harmonics are secondary pitches produced from any vibrating string. That is, any string when strummed or when plucked will produce the pitch to which it is tuned primarily, but it also produces other pitches. The physics of sound lays down the math of what pitches are emitted as harmonics. In fact, C.V. Raman, Nobel laureate C.V. Raman, has written a paper on the harmonics produced by the Tanpura, which according to him defy standard laws of sound. And again, according to him, this is because of the curved bridge of the Tanpura. Harmonics have a lovely term in the tradition, Swayambhu Swaras, because they arise on their own. That is, when a string tuned to say Pa is strummed, the Re is a harmonic and it is heard, though no string tune to re has been strummed. And so the re is a swayambhu, that is, it has come into being on its own. So also the ga or the gandhara is heard from the last or the kharaj string when it is tuned properly to the lower sa. Seasoned musicians can hear many other swaras and even the entire saptak. And when all four strings are tuned well and with the javaris placed well, they create a rich tonal soundscape with many harmonics emerging from the interplay of the vibrating strings. Tuning a tanpura is an intricate art and needs time and care. Inevitably, we have electronic versions of the tanpura as well and tanpura apps that offer us a wide range of choices, all just a few touches of the screen away. Indeed, I have used a tanpura app in many demonstrations in this course. You have YouTube videos with tanpura, but it is not the same. It does not have the live vitality of the what is called acoustic tanpura. One doesn't develop a relationship with an app like one does with one's tanpura. A relationship that makes possible great music. Let us listen to Bhuvanesh Komkali on the importance of practicing and performing with the acoustic tanpura.
तानपुरा भारतीय शास्त्रीय संगीत का बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण अंग है, एक अविभाज्य वस्तु है। तानपुरे के बिना भारतीय शास्त्रीय संगीत का विचार नहीं किया जा सकता। तानपुरे के बिना भारतीय शास्त्रीय संगीत में विचार लगभग असंभव है। क्यों? क्योंकि तानपुरा इन चार तारों से मिलकर कुछ ऐसे स्वयंभू स्वरों का वलय निर्माण करता है जो हमें पूरे सप्तक का काम करने का मौका देता है, पूरे सप्तक का आभास देता है। जैसे गंधार की उपस्थिति खरज में है, उसी तरह पंचम में ऋषभ की उपस्थिति है। लेकिन यही पंचम और गंधार जैसे एक तानपुरे में से हम सुन सकते हैं और दो तानपुरे के साथ में होने से जो एक वलय पूरा निर्माण होता है, हमको सातों स्वरों का आभास हो सकता है, होता है। पंडित कुमार गंधर्व जो मेरे दादाजी थे, तानपुरे के सातों स्वरों का उन्हें साक्षात्कार हुआ था। तानपुरे उनके लिए देवतुल्य थे। तानपुरे बहुत सेंसिटिव वाद्य हैं। थोड़ी सी भी टेम्परेचर के डिफरेंस इसमें बहुत बड़ा फर्क ले आती है। जब तक तानपुरे के साथ में स्वर की साधना न की जाए, तब तक स्वर की साधना को पूरा नहीं माना जा सकता, क्योंकि इसमें से निकलने वाले जो रेजोनेंस है, जो साउंड है, उसके साथ में स्वर अपने गले का हमको मिलाते आना चाहिए। यह सर्वाधिक महत्वपूर्ण है। और ये एक ऐसा वाद्य है कि जिसके साथ स्वर मिलाने से हमें हमारे आवाज़ के बहुत सारे गुण और दोष पता पड़ते हैं। यदि हम चाहते हैं कि हमारी आवाज़ के गुण दोष पूरी तरह अच्छे हों, तो तानपुरे के साथ ही रियाज करना आवश्यक है। भारतीय शास्त्रीय संगीत की जो परफॉर्मेंस का पार्ट है, उसके अंदर इस तानपुरे का रहना बहुत आवश्यक है। क्योंकि जैसे मैं आपको पहले कह रहा था, जिस तरह से स्वरों का वलय इस तानपुरे के साथ में निर्माण होता है, वो किसी भी गाने वाले को, किसी भी वादक को अपने स्वरों को लगाते समय, चाहे वो जो स्वर लगाना चाह रहा हो, पंचम हो, मध्यम हो, धैवत, निषाद, जो भी हो, वो लगाने के पहले उसको कहाँ आना है, उसका पूरा एक प्लेटफॉर्म तैयार करता है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ये एक कैनवास है जिसके ऊपर गाने वाला या वादक अपना एक चित्र निर्माण करता है, अपने स्वरों की आकृतियां खड़ी करता है। तो ये एक चित्र बनाने का बड़ा सा एक कैनवास खड़ा करता है, जिसके साथ में गाने वाला या वादक अपने राग की अलग अलग जो उसकी फ्रेजेस हैं, अलग अलग जो उसकी लाइंस हैं, उससे पूरा एक बड़ा चित्र खड़ा करता है.
The Tanpura's rich tonal splendor drags the musician and the audience into the world of the raga being performed. The art of tuning the Tanpura and the art of hearing it and being able to discern the overtones are interconnected and they grow together. Musicians then let their music be driven by the Tanpura and its tonal richness. With the advent of electronic Tanpuras and applications, this art is certainly under threat. I will end this video with this lovely bit from an interview with veteran Drupad exponent Ustad Saeeduddin Dagar, as he refers to the Tanpura as the king of overtones and as his god.
Ma da ma ga, da ma ga. It's Marwa. Da ma ga re, re ga ma da ma ga re, re ni ga, ni ga, ni re ga re. Gare sa. Okay, this is no, in Marwa there is no pa, but you have to feel the Tanpura. Tanpura is king of overtoning, the Shrutis, and king because we call him is a god for us. If you feel this note, he will respond for that note. If you feel this note, he will respond that raga.